When I see men attracted to women twice their age, I can't help but wonder if they're going through a rough time in their lives, or if they're just accepting traps that they don't notice. Whenever I see this, I can't help but wonder if they have a special sexual attraction to older women, or are financially strapped to the point of not being able to date their peers. There are two possible explanations for this phenomenon. On the other hand, I have this feeling. Let's take a look at the cultural milieu that led to the phenomenon that men can't avoid dating women who are considered leftovers. Men have traditionally been responsible for ensuring the welfare and safety of their female counterparts. It really shouldn't surprise you that those closest to you care about the safety and well-being of women in their relationships. And that concern isn't just because it's good for men. The government recognizes the importance of expanding support for women, and the existing student loan program is one way to achieve this. In this regard, the bailout can serve as an example for other similar efforts. In terms of the importance of realizing this realization, women realize that they are projecting an image of power and independence into the world. Real-world success is impossible without support on this path. However, the dependence of these women on others is not a reason for society to judge or stigmatize them in any way. Because of this, some people think 45 is the new 25 because older women can still look attractive. Without their widespread spread, individuals risk becoming homeless and relying more on the welfare system. Revenues from Social Security and other programs designed to help those in need are quickly depleting. Without their widespread spread, individuals risk becoming homeless and relying more on the welfare system, for which the U.S. federal government is responsible. Governments are reluctant to provide aid, even if a person is in an economically precarious situation, fearing that such programs will be less effective. In their social circles, women tend to defend them alongside men. Therefore, there are more women than men in this population. The reason is that there are significantly more women than men. However, the question that needs to be answered is what exactly they did. They make fun of him because he likes hanging out with young women in their 20s and doesn't seem to mind. The reason he wants to date women in their teens and early 20s is believed to be the basis of their efforts to deter and control them by labeling him various ailments and filing complaints. In other words, they were trying to stop him from dating women in their teens and early 20s so they could have more power over him. However, it's important to stress that older women who date younger men often find social support and encouragement. Especially in the U.S., the fact that this behavior is indecent to women may be self-evident, but it is important to stress that it is a fact that will not change unless the women concerned are independently wealthy. Since women are notoriously bad at handling money, you need to prepare now that she will have financial security in old age. Men are always attracted to women because of their ability to use makeup to look years younger than they actually are. Young women must remember that older men in society are the primary breadwinners and providers of society. Keep this in mind if all wealthy single men your age who are interested in dating younger women decide to do so. If young people only date other young people, society has no way of supporting those who are recently single. Women who take time off to raise their children are among those returning to the workforce. Also, there are many confident, self-sufficient women who have never valued relationships but are now looking for love. Intangible barriers, such as financial insecurity and the inability to find a partner, make life difficult for single women in today's society. The most fundamental challenges that modern single women have to contend with have to do with their lack of financial security and lack of suitable lovers. America is already facing a severe shortage of men, and the problem will only get worse if all women are required to have much younger men. This is because there are not enough men in America to adequately support all the women in the country. They found that keeping men away from a market filled with young women is an effective way to achieve the goal of increasing the proportion of available men in the population, because they found that the market was full of young women. The aim is to increase the proportion of men who are not in stable relationships and without partners. People will tell you that she's young enough to be your daughter, or that you're a pervert because you want that 22-year-old young woman. People also call you a pervert because you want a young woman. It is possible to subscribe to two views at the same time. Now that you're in transition, why would you put yourself in such a vulnerable position by dating a woman who's not only a lot older, but a lot younger than you? She's only interested in getting something from you financially, and most likely it doesn't matter. As if only women or only more experienced women could do it. If you pay close attention to what they say, you should be able to identify who is making these comments on you to prevent you from talking to young women, who may be trying to throw away your used 304 byproducts as collectors. Men who don't take their second-to-last chance to get out put themselves in an awkward position. It's as if you ladies believe that if they don't date you, they'll eventually come to the conclusion that you're not sexually attractive. Because if men know what they're going to do, they'll never settle for a less-than-ideal partner. And women will never settle for a less-than-ideal man. Men who settle for less-than-ideal women will always attract the least desirable of those women, despite society's long-standing value illusion. In any case, this is the case. Many women who have reached a certain age believe that if today's prevailing social norms persist, young women will be pursued by men many years older than them. How can you consider it a victory when others have managed to win at the height of their power? But you managed to find her as she retreated. When her beauty is at its peak, she is absolutely stunning. When the other men around saw her, they couldn't help reaching out to her. Is paying the added monthly maintenance fee for this version of a woman who needs Botox and makeup to look decent? Really, does it work? When you get to know her true self, it's important for her to be present when you get her. She asked them to maintain a decent appearance. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? When she was younger and more popular, she sold to other men for less. These sales occurred early in her life. Depending on the age of the children and whether their biological mother is still living with them, you may need to help support the children financially, and the woman you're sleeping with already has from a previous relationship. Also, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash